Hey guys, hey Drugon here, back here with another video, and today's video is very dear to my heart. Today's topic resonates in the very depths of my soul. I want to talk about Shoot McMahon, in my opinion, the most underrated character in Hunter x Hunter, and this is my character analysis of him. Now, Shoot is a character that when we first meet in the Chimera Ant arc, he's someone that's got a lot of mental health issues. In particular, he's got problems with fear, anxiety, and his self-esteem. He is someone that, as we see in his fight with Killua, he is much stronger than Killua. He's got the most Nen proficiency and the most Nen experience, yet he views himself as inferior and can't bring himself to pull the trigger. And at first, this character is a bit of a question mark for us, the viewer, because we don't understand why he is like this, but then we come to figure it out as the arc goes along. His teacher, Nov, is a perfectionist. He's a man that likes things to be absolutely perfectly intact. We see that Nov's got a big ego. He's someone that expects the best out of someone and shoots someone that's always gotten by with the bare minimum. He's someone that's so talented that he's able to succeed in things despite his heart not being in it and despite not being able to bring all of himself to his max potential. And he was able to get away with it. He's still one of the most powerful hunters in the series before he really truly finds himself. And that's the thing I want to cover in this video, is Shoot's moment of self-discovery. This is a moment that I find very touching. It's a moment that I think is Togashi at his absolute finest. I think this is some of Togashi's best work and character writing. And that's where Shoot mentally prepared himself. He's realized that there's a big responsibility ahead of himself with this palace invasion to save the human species and to save the honor of Chairman Netero. And as they arrive at the palace invasion, the unexpected happens. The theater of war, the theater of chaos, and the theater of primal emotions. Now, everyone is in this moment of shock as they arrive. They see Yuppie and the dragon dives are piercing through the ceiling. And Shoot has this moment of absolute fear. He is stunned in this moment and he's incapable of reacting. Everything he tried to mentally prepare himself for had broken. His mental module in his mind had collapsed. And all of a sudden, he sees Gon running. He sees Gon not even flinch at this adversity. He sees Gon show bravery that he wishes he had in himself. And there's this moment where he's looking at Gon and his face is all distorted. He's got this absolute look of horror and he's thinking to himself, this child, he's showing more bravery than me. He's going fearless into the enemy and I'm stronger than him. He is what I should be right now. This is my responsibility and I'm here just shitting the bed. And he has this moment of realization that the entire time he's been scared, the entire time he's been facing his issues, he's been selfish. Not only selfish towards everyone around him, but selfish towards himself. And he gets filled with a sense of duty and Shoot rushes towards Yuppie, his fear, his biggest anxiety. In this rush towards Yuppie, Shoot tells himself, I'm going to do this for you, Gon, because Gon is the person that really made him see himself in the mirror without being distorted. He sees that if Gon can do it, so can he. If Gon and Killua can rush ahead and they've got less experience, they're less proficient in their Nen, why can't he do it? And there's this moment of reflection where he's really thinking, why can't I? In life, we all have responsibilities and we all have burdens. And there's this very good quote from Jordan Peterson that says, if you want to find meaning in your life, you just need to find a heavy enough load to carry. You need responsibility and you need burdens to bring meaning and to push yourself to become greater. And it's just in this moment that Shoot realized that it was bigger than how he felt. And in that moment where Shoot should have been retreating, his leg was just broken and he was in the position of vulnerability. He rushes towards Yuppie. And what he does, which is very interesting, is he pulls one of his hands to go underneath his foot to lift himself up. And he puts a bandage over his eye. Now, what I find very interesting about this is the bandage on his eye was just there to limit himself. He wanted to put himself in even further adversity. He wanted to handicap himself further, to have him prove to himself he's worthy of his respect. This was his moment in life to make up for how much he'd been a failure. This was his moment of self-worth. This fight against Yuppie is everything to Shoot. This is what he was born for. This is the moment where he's battling his self-doubts. And in that moment, he fights Yuppie with everything he has. He's going face to face with Yuppie, and we see that he's catching up with Yuppie. He's able to hang in there, and he buys everyone precious time. He gets Morel, his pipe, back to him. He lets Shoot get away with Melioron, and he lets Gon and Killua get away. And this moment, Shoot had helped everyone out. And the thing I find very interesting is that whilst the question got answered to Shoot in his head, to him, it's not good enough. To him, he wants the other extreme. He wants that reassurance that he really is worthy of being loved by himself. And we've got this moment where he's injured, he gets attacked by Yuppie, and he's on the brink of death. He's on the ground, and he is really in bad shape, struggling to stay conscious. And he tells himself, I have to stay conscious. I have to keep going. And if I faint and go unconscious, the eye of Yuppie that I just covered will come undone and the mission will be compromised. In his mind, he needs to cover that eye because every tiny disadvantage for Yuppie is worth his entire life and is worth his entire purpose on Earth as a human. Now, this is very interesting parallel to Gon, because Gon's someone that really comforts himself in delusional coping mechanisms. He tells himself in the game with Netero, well, if I can't get the ball out of his hand, I'll at least get him to use his other leg. And he constantly makes those compromises within himself to reach his objective. And here Shoot's telling himself that his moral victory is staying conscious to remove that eye of Yuppie. And Shoot's absolutely obsessing over this. He's fighting with everything he's had. And this is a moment of a man who's on the brink. A man that's looking for a reason to feel like his life could change. This is him. This is Shoot. His entire life, he'd been scared of expressing himself. He'd been scared of danger. He'd been scared of everything. His anxiety didn't let him enjoy the fruits of his labor and didn't let him try hard to his maximum. He's a man that's lived as a shadow, and in his moment in the spotlight, even when his light's been dimmed, he refuses to go out. He has this will of absolute stubbornness. And this is the part that I find very admirable, because it's also another parallel to Isaac Netero, where he tells Meruem that the human spirit is so strong that Meruem just can't begin to comprehend it. And Shoot in this moment is perseverance. Shoot is someone that he should have been out of the fight, but he wasn't. He's someone that refused to give up. And in the end, it moved us, the audience, because Shoot, in a way, parallels Togashi is pain in writing the series and us, the audience, within our lives. Shoot is a symbol of continuing on throughout difficulty, just going through one more moment. We see this time slows down, and even whilst all the fights are going on, we keep getting flashed back to Shoot, who's there barely hanging on, fighting to stay conscious. And I think that this really is a character 360. It's a man that's changed. Shoot's in the past, before Gon, would have immediately fallen unconscious and would have desperately been hoping that no one would see him. And there, he's actively trying to get back in the fights. And it all happens through Gon. The visualization of when he looks at Gon, there's this beaming light on Gon, this almost angelic vibe towards him. And he thinks to himself, that's what I could be. That's what I should be. And it's in that moment where Shoot finally passes out and loses consciousness. We see he's got an expression of peace on his face because he knows that deep down, he couldn't have tried harder. He did give it his all, and it's the first time in life he's felt truly proud of himself. And I think that this moment is truly one of the most beautiful in the series, because we see something very similar with a Calgo, where he learns to be brave and he pushes himself. But with Shoot, it's much more spiritual. it's much deeper than the surface. This is a point where it's all about his very essence, his very life energy, all his memories, everything he's ever gone through, all led up to this moment. And it was very interesting that this all took place in the chaos of the Chimera Ant Arc, and that even with all the things going around, it managed to keep an impression on us, the audience. And that's why I think that Shoot's character is amazing, and we see afterwards the conclusion of how this turned out to be. When the 13th chairman election arc, Shoot is someone that's happy, he's full of confidence and energy, and he's someone that's been healed. His inner child's been fixed, and he is finally the person he had wanted to be. And this is a true inspirational story for all of us that struggle with anxiety, with mental health. And that's why Shoot's a character that, when I think about him, it really touches me. And I really wanted to make this video to show my gratitude to Shoot, to Togashi for writing this amazing character, and to explain just what it is that I find so cherishing in this moment. So I hope you've all had a great day. If you want to leave below a comment of what you'd like me to do, I do all the suggestions, and I do Hunter x Hunter videos every single day. So subscribe if you want to join the journey. This is Hadrigon. Peace out.
羽ばたいたら戻らないと言って目指した